So, welcome everybody to the call. On today's call, we're going to go over a couple of different topics. I know that some people were excited about some lead generation. Maybe we were going to get some of that on the Tuesday mastermind call, but they went over a lot of the mindset stuff and some of the things that you need to do to be one of the top agents in the group as far as agent attraction. So, I wanted to make sure I gave you guys some lead generation so that we could continue to get some leads and work on continuing to try to close some more deals. So I brought to the call David Landsman. You guys might recognize him from one of the calls before where he went over the program with the mortgage lenders and becoming a lender. So David has a strategy for lead generation as well. So we're going to go over David's strategy for lead generation and how to convert those leads. And then I'm going to jump into some strategies on how to be successful on social media, how to go viral, and how to get more eyeballs and more attention onto your business. And then I have a huge special free surprise for you guys at the end for all of you guys to take home. So, David, if you want to jump in, you can go ahead.
I appreciate it, Morgan. Thank you for always having me. Great to see everybody on the call. I think you need to share give me sharing abilities.
Okay.
I just did the sharing request. Um, and yes, last time I was on the call, I presented a mortgage partner program for you guys, which can add additional revenue into your business stream. When I show you my slides, you may notice it's a different brand now. I did move banks. One of the reasons why I did that is because of the first program at the bank I was at. You had to go through the entire mortgage classes, the 20-hour course. You had to take the state exam, pass that exam, and then be onboarded. I went to a federal bank, and because it's a federal bank, you do not have to take the classes. You do not have to take the state exam. You can just come in right in. It's a 6-hour onboarding class. We do it in one day, and you're in, and you instantly start making money. So, if you are interested in that program and in earning an additional 0.5% on all of your transactions, reach out to me. I'll get you in the program. And it's very, very simple. It actually is going to go very, very well with the lead generation kind of program that I'm going to share with you today. So a little background on myself. I opened up two independent brokerages, one franchise brokerage, and built them to a little over 325 agents. And I also ran one of the largest real estate teams in the United States. We did over $1 billion in sales. And so a lot of these strategies are things that I presented to my agents for them to build not only leads from within our brokerage, but also on their own, because you make a lot more money doing that. I, and for one, like to use free lead generation tools rather than spending a bunch of money. If you've ever spent money on leads, you know that you can waste a lot of money. And typically, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really burn through some money. So this is how I used Craigslist to capture free leads. It takes a little bit of work, and it has big rewards. So Craigslist actually has been consistent for generating real estate leads ever since the beginning of the company. It's a free platform, as we all know, and you can post free ads on there for real estate, whether it's rentals, whether it's purchases, whether it's homes for sale, and the effectiveness for publishing those leads we're about to go over. And I think that everybody should be adding this to their business. It's a little bit of time for a big reward. So why use Craigslist for leads, right? Most people, they don't even think about using it, but buyers on Craigslist outrank other leads in every statistical category, right? There's a higher percentage of college educated people on Craigslist when they go to shop and purchase and list. Their credit scores are typically 40 points higher than the average consumer, and they earn $20,000 more than the average. So to me, I look at that as Craigslist leads are a dream, right? What's one of the biggest things that you get from, let's say, running a Facebook ad is you get a lead over, and then they go and you run your credit, and all of a sudden they're not qualified to buy, right? So it was a big waste of time, a big waste of money. So it's a very viable place to find a great buyer. So let's talk about Facebook and how it compares to that. Facebook leads cost around $4 per lead, and that number continues to tick higher and higher. But Facebook has a 1 in 42 close rate. Okay. So even when you think about the math behind that, right? So if you got 42 leads that you've paid for, you're looking at spending $168 to get those in, and then you're only going to get one viable buyer out of that. So, and another big thing is that there's no buyer intent on Facebook, right? Think about everybody here. Morgan, absolutely, you hit it off the call perfectly. You saw her listing that she had done a closing, right? That's what you said? It was a listing or a closing?
It was under contract.
Okay, under contract, right? So that's great. But being under contract, right? And I think that's great that you're sharing those things with people. But what you're basically doing is showing all of the realtors and other potential buyers and things like that that you're busy in your business, which is absolutely great. But most of the people, when they go to buy on Facebook, there's no buyer intent there. They're basically going to like see what their friends in high school did, or to see that you have something under contract, or to see that you got a new car, or whatever it is, right? But you're not going to Facebook for buyer intent. Anybody that goes to Craigslist is only looking to buy. Okay, so think about that. It's only a marketplace for buyers. So Craigslist beats Facebook ads by cost per lead, right? Because Craigslist is free. Craigslist has a 1 in 18 close rate. So you're gonna close twice as many leads with Craigslist, which is a free platform. It even has a higher closing rate than Zillow, which is 1 in 20. And that number is actually ticking up a little bit higher after COVID. So there's a very high buyer intent on Craigslist. If somebody goes to Craigslist looking for real estate, they are looking to buy or rent. Okay. So what is the Craigslist playlist for success? Very, very easy, very simple. You borrow a listing or use one listing of your own. You post that ad on Craigslist and you rinse and repeat it. It's so simple, right? Three-step process. So,
Now, how often would you say you would want to rinse and repeat that?
oh man, you're moving 5 slides ahead of me. I love
Oh,
the way,
okay.
doesn't everybody love the way Morgan's mind works though? He's already wanting to post these
As you
things.
say,
He's
rinse and
already
repeat.
wanting
I
to
don't
know
know if
how
you
many
want us
do I
to
need
do
to
it
do? How many
every
rinse and
day.
repeats do I have to do?
But
Um,
if you were going to cover it, go ahead.
oh man, I'm going to, because
Okay.
that's a huge thing, and it's the consistency is how that you win with this, right? So where can you find listings for your ads? Let's say you don't have a listing, right? You've sold out of all your inventory. It was Elizabeth, right? That put one under contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now one of her listings is gone, so she really can't use that. It's a slow season, or you're just not a listing agent. You work with more buyers. That's fine, right? So what can you do? Borrow listings. You can borrow them from your broker, from your competitors, from anybody, any realtors you know. All you need is written permission from that listing agent, and you can borrow that listing. Okay.
New
Also,
construction. New
hmm?
construction is probably a huge way to get some inventory as well for anybody
They're
who's
always looking to help those things. Anybody, this is the thing. As a list, if I was a listing agent and Morgan came to me and said, "Hey man, can I start marketing your listing for you?" Absolutely, right? Like, why would I not let you do that? My whole job is to list that home and get it sold. I don't care who sells it. I just want as many people, many eyes on that thing as humanly possible. Okay, so what does it look like? I mean, you can literally just go on the MLS um, and just ask any kind of realtor that's out there, like, hey, what does this look like? Can I borrow a listing? So here's a little script. Use it, don't use it. Hey, blah blah blah. I'm calling about once the Elm Street. I've been jogging by or seen it on the market for a while. What's going on with that? Right? You've done some price reductions, and it's like whatever. Long story. Glad I asked. Love to have like to bring you a buyer. Would you mind if I included it on my online marketing this month? Right? Great. This is just so just for CYA purposes, when we get off the phone, I'm going to send you a text. Just reply yes, and I'll do everything else, right? So what you're going to do is you're asking them for permission to list that. And always do that follow-up text because now you have it in writing that you had permission to use that listing, okay? Email it, text it. I mean, texting is probably the easiest, right? Because you called them. But I'm telling you, there's not one, when I was running this and when all my agents were running this, not one agent ever said, no, you can't use my listing. Not one. Okay. So now you have verbal and written permission to use that listing. So now you have to write an ad that is going to get attention, right? So when you just look at this pulled out of here, which ones draw your eye to it, right? Which one has attention? All caps, right? So these two right here literally jumped right out at me. So that could be something that you may want to do, right? But the post, that stands out, paint a little story about the property, right? Even this one, beautiful furnished knob hill loft, right? It's like beautiful. Oh, let me see. I want to click on this thing because it's beautiful. Let me see what it looks like. Agents looking to get leads have to learn how to stand out from the crowd. All right. So, and again, you're going to fail a couple times before you're going to start seeing ads that click and work. And that is completely fine. And then all you have to do is just copy and paste every single time, right? Even if you use the same headlines and just change them just a little bit, you're still going to see that those are the ones that are getting attention. Those are getting ones that people are clicking on. So here's a couple of things to think about when you're writing your ads, right? Do not list the price. Okay. Limit photos to 2 to 3. Put the selling features in, and then have some kind of call to action within your ad, right? So here's an ad, actually I think this was from my brokerage, Realty One Group. But if you'll see here, $1, right? For 4 bedroom, 4,290. So it's obviously not $1, right? But that sparks people to click on it, right? Like, what's going on with this home? Why is it $1? What is this, right? Exquisite 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, over 4,000 square feet. And I mean, this picture to somebody looking for a home is like, oh, is that a pool? Is it this? It kind of entices them to click on and want more, right? Like, think about what sells homes: kitchens, bathrooms. And so if you don't post those in the picture, or post just little bits and pieces of those in the picture, it's going to cause someone to click, reach out to you and say, hey, can I get more pictures of this? Or can I take a tour? And that's where you guys are going to kick in and be like, oh, tell me a little bit more about your home shopping, things like that. Okay. Here's another example. Yeah, this is from one of my Realty One Group offices. Again, dollar square footage, just a little bit of the kitchen, right? I want to know how much bigger is it? Does it overlook into the living room? Like, there's so many things that play in your mind. Like, I want to know more about this. Okay. Now you have a call to action, right? You have their phone number in there. You have for pricing, for updated photos, text, right? Or you can send them over to your website. Or if you're part of my mortgage partner program, that would be a play. Get pre-approved now for this home. So now all of a sudden you're generating a mortgage lead as well as your buyer lead. Okay. So, and this is where, Morgan, you jumped ahead a little bit, but following the 2 by 2 rule, right? So some of your ads, like I said, are going to have absolutely 0 leads. Keep note of those to see what they look like. Some ads, you're going to generate 10 or more leads. Those are the ones you want to keep. You want to keep rinsing and repeating on those. So what you're going to do is you're going to post 2 ads every single day for 2 weeks. Okay. By that period of time, you should know which ads that are successful and which ones that are not. Obviously, the ones that are successful, you're going to keep posting those ads. Okay. So 2 weeks, dedicate yourself to this. 2 ads per day, 2 weeks. It literally should take you under 10 minutes, I would say, every single morning. And what's your return on your investment going to look like and the success with these ads, right? So in the investment, and I said this was probably for the 2 weeks, you're going to spend 90 minutes of time. So hour and a half over the next, 2 weeks. Everything else is free. So you have 0 cost in it, right? And at the end of that, on the average within my brokerage, every agent had 10 buyer leads and 3 listing leads after running the ads for 2 weeks. So to me, if you can do that in 90 minutes and it's absolutely free, I mean, how much are those leads worth? I mean, I think a lot more than 90 minutes. There's only 3 reasons why Craigslist will not work for building your pipeline up. Okay. 1, you don't put any time or effort into it, obviously. Second, you don't know how to write a great ad. And remember, you're going to use this 2 weeks to start writing ads for yourself to see which ones work. And finally, you don't have the right lead capture tools. So if you don't have a website, if you don't have a way of following up, right, then you're not going to be able to do this. So if you have it sent to go to your Facebook, inbox, then make sure that you have Facebook on your phone and that it's going to alert you. If you have it going into your email, I always like text because probably all of us right now have our phones in our hand. So everything that I do goes straight into my phone as a text. And then I follow up from there. So think about that. If you don't have a CRM, I mean, I think I'm almost positive that within EXP or whatever brokerage you have some kind of CRM. If you don't, set something up like maybe a Trello where you can move your clients down the pipeline, and that's a free source, a free CRM as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do out there to generate leads, to generate business, and to operate your business that are free. And I'd love to be back, Morgan. I can go through a lot of those different things if that's something that people are interested in. But again, even with this program, I would definitely send these buyers straight into the dual employed banker program that we head up. You'll have a lot of these lead generation and lead capture tools available to you. With this, you're providing a better client experience. You'll have an application where you can put all your clients in. And again, the minute your leads come in from generating anywhere, you'll send over your personal application link. Let them start the application right then. You'll see if they're qualified, if they're pre-approved, and then you can get going from there. So we'll do another call on that, but using Craigslist is very instrumental in building out your pipeline for not only the next couple of months. I mean, I know that the election's over now, so I think a lot of people are either excited about moving back into the market, getting their homes listed, selling it. Obviously, the stock market, things like that are already making strides forward that shows that maybe the housing market is going to come back to us. And so I would put the foundation of these lead generation things in place for you now, because when the market heats up, you already have everything in place and your business is twice as big. Questions?
Well, I have a quick statement and a question.
Yes.
I do know that KV Core has, you just click at a click of a button, you can send it ad to Craigslist,
Awesome.
and that can be found on YouTube. I found that on YouTube.
Okay.
So
What you need to do with that is you need to be careful of the headlines that they're putting in there. And that's a great question, because what they're going to do with that is they're going to put the actual price of the home. Okay.
yeah,
And a couple of the things they're going to put a lot of information out there when they post to Craigslist. And that's kind of what you want to avoid, because think about this, right? When you are working with a buyer, what's the first question that they ask you? Like if they say, "Hey, I saw 123 Main Street online," what's the first question they ask you? They want to know about the kitchen, right? Most people want to know the kitchen first, then bathrooms, then maybe backyard or something like that. If they already have all the information, right? And KV Core is also going to send all the pictures.
yeah,
Okay. So there's no reason for that client to ever call you, to ever reach out to you, because they already got all the information. And God forbid they take the information you posted to Craigslist and call some other agent up to go look at it.
yeah, that makes sense.
Right? The way that you're doing it yourself here on automate, like by not doing it automated like that, is you're controlling what the people see, and it looks more exclusive to you, right? Because now it's not like, because KV Core is going to put a link into the KV Core site, which is great because it's going to be your site, but they can get all the information. They see this is only 4 pictures, and that one is a terrible photo to back of the house. Like it doesn't tell them anything.
Mhm.
But this kitchen's enough to make someone call, right? It's like,
Right.
ooh, does it overlook? Like, I can't tell, honey. Does it open up the backyard? Is it into the living room? And so you want to create that mystery for them to call you.
Okay, that makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
yep, yep. I mean, that's a great question because there's so many automated tools within KV Core that have that. You just got to be careful, right?
Right.
Because what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get them to call you. You got to entice them. It has to be a reason to call. Like this. Come on, Kima. It's not $1. What's the real price? Hey, I wanted to get a real price in this home, right?
Mhm.
Upgraded and waiting for you. What kind of upgrades does it have? If you show them all the pictures, they don't have to ask you. You want to get them on the phone, because when you get them on the phone, now you can convert them. You can ask questions. How long have you been looking? Are you currently working with an agent? I'd be honored to work with you. When would you like to tour this home?
Okay. My other question was, do we absolutely have to get permission? Because I thought that if as long as we're an EXP agent, we can advertise other agents, EXP agents.
Yeah.
No, I got the answer for that. You definitely have to get permission. uh,
Okay.
you have to ask the listing agent if you're allowed, if you can promote their property, or if you can help them do some marketing or advertising for the property so you can try to pick up a buyer for them.
Okay.
Because if not, then let's say the seller is scrolling through Craigslist and they see their house picture on there, and then they call the listing agent and say, "Hey, why do you have my house on,
Oh.
Craigslist?" And then there's a different number. It's not even you, and then they don't know anything about what's going on with the ad, so they can't
Mhm.
even say like, "Yeah, I gave Kima permission to advertise it," and if they call, she was going to represent them as the buyer, so they can't even answer the questions to the to the seller, and then they'll say that you advertise their listing without permission.
Okay. And then David, I gotta know about this new because I just finished pre-licensing
I know, I
now.
feel so bad, Kima. I feel so bad. But here's the deal: is that I have 5,000 agents that I've spoken with over the last year, and it's been very hard for them to go and take the 20 hours, right? Like you've taken the 20 hours, now you have to schedule your test, and there's just a whole lot of moving around where you're like, I don't know if I have the time. Then you start working with buyers and things like that. Also, with the federal bank, our rates are a little bit lower, the fees are lower, and there's a lot more loan programs. So it's like, um, I don't know. It was just it's a better deal for me and the agents that I've been working with. So it could be something easy where the next onboarding is at December 2nd and you'd already be making money. So
So I don't have to take the test. I just have to get registered, correct?
you're already registered. You're done. You already got your NMLS number, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're good. You're already in.
Oh, okay. Well, then I need to have a private conversation with you then so I can
That's
know.
fine. Give me a
Okay.
call.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do another call on that so that we can all get the updated information on that mortgage loan program. So that
Yeah,
that way,
we'll do an updated call.
once we start running these ads, on Craigslist, or if we do them on Marketplace or wherever, that way, if somebody's working with an agent already, we can at least help them on the lending side and still get that, additional 0.5% on the deal just by simply, sending them the app or sending them the link to the app. So that was great information. I'm gonna send everybody the recording. So if you need to, go back and look at some of these slides, you'll have that available to you for when you start, running your Craigslist ads. Do you have any information, David, for what they should do, once they jump on a call with any of these potential clients, or just jumping on, cold calls in general? I know you do a lot of cold calling. That's how you met
Yeah.
me. That's how you met your 5,000 agents. So I know a lot of agents are, not afraid to cold call, but they might feel like it doesn't work, or maybe they don't know the exact strategies that they should use, when they're calling somebody on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all got some time, I can go through a couple things with you right now um, that I think are super important. Um, so the biggest thing that you need to do is be prepared for the call. Okay. So many people, they're so happy they get a lead over that they just start calling and they just start talking, whatever, right? There's so much information out there in the world that you can find out so much about somebody before you even make a phone call out to them, right? You can do a Google search for somebody and they'll come up on Facebook and Instagram. You can get a little bit of background about what's going on with them just by their name. Hell, sometimes you can do it just by their phone number. Or if you have a lead capture where you're getting their email in, put that email into Google search and you'll be surprised how much stuff comes in. So be prepared. Find out, like, look at their social media problem, find out their career, where they went to college, interests, get a sense of who they are because the call is going to go a whole lot better, right? You have literally 5 minutes to build rapport with these people. Again, don't give everything away, just like on the Craigslist ad. Don't give everything away in the first call. Your main goal as a real estate agent is to get face to face with that client, right? So give them enough, but make them still keep wanting more. Um, if you ever get stuck on a phone call or in person with somebody, please remember the Ford method. Okay. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. These are 4 topics that everybody wants to talk about. You get stuck on something, ask about their family. Are they married? Do you have any kids? Any pets? Right? Where are you moving from? These are tailor made for real estate because family is who lives in homes. Family is who moves around. Um, Occupation, right? Everybody likes to talk about what they do for a living. How long have you been in that industry? What company they work for? They could literally be like, "Oh, I just started working for this company. Oh, great. Is that why you're moving? Is that why this? Is that like, give me some more information." This leads into other questions. Recreation, right? What do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? If you have a client, like for me, there's a lake very close to here, right? And if I talk to somebody, hey, look, what do you like to do for fun? Like, what kind of recreational activities do you like? Oh, I love the lake. Well, I know that homes that are on the lake are about 30% to 60% more in cost. So if that client, I'm going to suggest, hey, listen, there's some beautiful properties around the lake. Have you ever thought about living by the lake? You love boats or whatever it is, right? So now all of a sudden you're creating a familiarity with your client, but also you're boosting your own income because you're selling them a more expensive home. And then dreams. What are your dreams? Everybody likes to talk about dreams. I had my ex-wife one time broke up. Like she was like had a whole fight with me one time because she said, David, I just want to talk about my hopes and dreams. And I'm like, that's like I don't want to talk about that. But everybody likes to talk about their hopes and dreams, right? And also, if I'm talking to a client and they're telling about their future, that they in 3 years' time they want to be in a bigger home or they want to live in this city instead of that, wouldn't you take notes about that during the call? Right? Because in 3 years, I know that's an easy layup for a new a sell, a listing, and a buy. Okay. Um, never gets so with that. Also, you're going to mirror the communication style. Okay. Mirroring a communication style is super, super easy. Okay. All you have to do is listen to somebody. And a lot of times, if you just repeat what they've said back to them, they assume you've been listening, right? And they're also going to share a whole lot more with you because of you are listening so intently, right? Affirm responses, right? Don't just let somebody sit there and talk. Say, "Oh yes, okay." Like not don't talk too much, but listen and then just let them know that you're listening to them. And then also be yourself, right? Because I don't care if all of us got on a call with a lead, they're going to gravitate towards one person. This goes into some other stuff I was working on. But they're going to gravitate towards one person, right? So if Morgan, Kima, Elizabeth, Erica, me, we all connected with the same lead, one of us is gonna be the one that the client wants to use, right? They're gonna gravitate towards that person for some reason, right? Whether it's because I said, "Oh yeah, the lake," and then oh, they're a lake person, or I like tigers, and then oh, Morgan likes tigers. So it's like all these type of things that you're gonna connect with something. So don't forget to give a little bit of yourself because that's what's gonna close the deal with when you're working with real estate. People want to work with people that they like, but be
Yeah,
prepared is the most important thing.
that definitely helps me out a lot, especially the Ford method. I never thought of, thinking about that. And sometimes you jump on a call with people and you feel like you don't have anything to talk about once they've answered, what area they're interested in moving to, or if they've been pre-qualified by a mortgage lender. So, getting that additional information will definitely help build that rapport with the client. And, it'll help you remember who they are as well. So,
Ford
because
method, man. The Ford method is you all should just constantly that should be on your mind for from here on out. The Ford method.
yeah, definitely.
Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. I don't care who it is. It's not don't even use it in a setting of real estate or trying to close somebody on a deal. It could be your kid's teacher. I mean, it can always keep the conversation going. And because those are the four pillars of a conversation, what people want to talk about.
Definitely. So I definitely wanted to get into, how to get more exposure on social media and, how to potentially go viral and what we need to think about, when it comes to being a real estate agent and being on social media and why it's important to use social media. Well, the reason why we're using social media is because we want, more eyeballs, more attention, more clients, and then in turn, more closing checks. So when you think about social media, you have to think about what is that platform looking for? When you post something on Facebook, why is it only getting 20 views? Because Facebook is looking for a certain type of content, or YouTube is looking for a certain type of content that keeps the viewers' attention, that gets the clicks and that keeps their attention. So when you create your content, don't create it for you, create it for the platform or create it for the audience. And when you're thinking about going viral, I know you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to be in front of 100,000 people or I don't know if I'm ready to be in front of 1 million people. But it's really just a one-on-one thing, because 1 million people aren't going to watch your video at the same time. They're going to watch it by themselves, and it's just going to be them holding their phone or them on their computer. So you got to think of it as a one-on-one interaction versus getting nervous and thinking, hey, I'm about to talk to 100,000 people. If we could even get, 10,000 views on our videos, that would make a huge difference in all of our business, whether it's, mortgage lending or real estate, or trying to get listings, or trying to get buyers, or trying to attract agents to your company. If you could get your numbers to 10x, or hit that 10,000 or hit 100,000 views, that could be huge. But I know we always look at the people that are producing and the people that are able to do this consistently, and we're thinking, well, I'm not them. Or, like we have Mike in our group, for example. He's one of the top agents at EXP. He's attracted, thousands of agents to the company. And we think, well, I'm not Mike, so I don't know if I can do that. But the thing is, Mike isn't just doing it. The reason why he has those agents is because he does the work. You have to do the work first, and then you'll have. So you have to be the person, then you have to do the work, and then you'll have the results. So if you want to be the real estate agent, I'm not telling you guys to go out and shoot videos so that you can get clients. I'm telling you guys to go out and shoot videos because that's going to help you learn your market. That's going to help you get the knowledge and build up the confidence. So once you build up the competence in your marketplace, you build up your competence, and then you'll have more confidence, and that will lead to more closings. So once you go out and you shoot these videos, I'm not telling you to do it because I think you're going to go viral on social media or you're going to get a buyer. I'm telling you to go out and shoot a video so that you can learn your market and potentially get a buyer in the process. But the more you learn your market, and the more you learn about, what this builder offers, what's going on this side of town, why are house prices dropping over here? What's the reason for that? What does a $700,000 house look like in my market? You're going to learn all of that, but you can't learn that, sitting on calls and trying to figure out how to lead generate. You have to be first. So be the real estate agent first. Go out and learn your market. Go out and learn why that house sold for $20,000 over asking price, or why are houses in this neighborhood selling in 2 days. I know why, because I've gone to the neighborhood, I've viewed the properties, I've toured the properties, I've went out and spoken to some of the sellers that were happened to be in their driveway when I walked by, or whatever. Just go out and learn your community so that you can be the realtor. Then once you are the realtor, then you can do the task of the realtor, which are create the videos and get the information out to as many people as possible. So take Mike, for example. Mike was putting out all the information about EXP consecutively, year after year. Anything changed at EXP, any rules changed, any new features or whatever they were offering, he would be the first to get that information and put it out to the public. So he put it on his YouTube channel. Started out with, maybe 500 subscribers or whatever, and he was giving out trainings. The reason why he was able to give better trainings year after year is because he decided to be a better trainer. So he met with some of the top real estate agents in the industry, got their information from them. What are you doing to be so successful? What are you doing to be so successful? And he took that information and he gave it to his audience. So he, he had to be the trainer. Then he had to do the task, which was create the videos over and over. And now he has the agents that join his group. It's the same thing when, you're trying to get the listings. You have to be the realtor first, and then you have to do the task, and then you'll have the listings. You can't skip any parts of that. So even when people are like, well, I'm not Mike, I can't do the videos, blah, blah, blah. There's another agent in our group that hit over 100,000 subscribers before Mike. And she's one of the top leaders at Agent Attraction as well. And all she did was take the exact videos that Mike did and redo them in Spanish. So once she redid them in Spanish, she attracted the Spanish audience. So all the trainings that he did, every time he dropped a training, she watched it, she redid it in Spanish. And then she would interview agents the same way that Mike did. She interviewed them in Spanish. So you don't have to be that person. You just have to do the same activities, give the same value, and then you'll have, whatever the universe means for you to have. So when it comes to going viral, you need to think about what that platform is looking for. So like with YouTube, it's a search engine. It's ran by Google. So when people search certain topics, they want to know, YouTube wants to know that it's providing them the best information on that topic that they're searching. And how does it know that it's doing that? Because this video got clicked, it got watched for 45 minutes by 1,000 people, and none of them clicked off of it. And it must have been good information. So I'm going to push that video to more people. If you're giving out information and people click it and then they're dropping off of your video in 2 seconds, YouTube is going to say, well, this must not be the information that they're looking for. Or maybe their thumbnail says one thing and then they're talking about another thing inside of the video. So they're going to drop off. So the same with Facebook. There's tons of different ways to go viral on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, but you have to accommodate your content to the platform. Now, I'm not saying you got to go on there and dance or have a singing cat or whatever in order to go viral. Any topic can go viral, but you have to accommodate yourself to the platform. So what I did when I got 150 mortgage loan applications in one weekend from one video was I accommodated myself to the platform. So what I did was I went live. Now, before I went live, I actually checked with the person who was going to be in the video. And I said, hey, I'm about to go live. I'm going to act like I'm just now walking into your office and we're just going to kind of flow with the, I'm popping in on you. And she was like, okay, cool. So I went back to the elevator and I said, hey, it's Morgan Mayfield with eXp Realty. What I'm about to do is I'm going to walk inside of this mortgage lender's office and I'm going to ask her all the information on how you can become a first-time home buyer and get a home for $0 out of pocket. Stay tuned. And I walked down the hallway with the phone and I popped in. Now, the reason why people continue to watch it was because it's just like when you're scrolling on Facebook and you see like a man on the street and they walk up to somebody and they say, hey, what do you do for a living? Is that your BMW? And you're watching because you're like, is this guy going to tell him to get the heck away from me? Or what does he do for a living? Or, you're kind of trying to figure out the information. So it's the same way. They don't know what's going to happen because it's a live video and they're kind of wanting to see, like, is she going to kick him out of the office? Is she going to give the information? Or is she actually going to teach us how we can get into a home for $0 out of pocket or what I can do about my credit or whatever? So I accommodated myself to the platform and it kept people's attention as I walked down the hallway. Then I flipped my camera and she was like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, hey, I'm on live right now. So I got a nice little audience. So they want to know how they can get into a home for $0 out of pocket and what programs and what different types of loans do you have to offer, first time home buyers. And she was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we have the FHA, VA, blah, blah, blah. You can get it for 640 credit score. And she went through the whole little lender spill, which is what I would have done, but she does it better because she's actually a lender and she's been doing it for years. So they got all the information they wanted. Then I flipped the camera back around. I said, hey, if you're interested in buying a home here in North Carolina anytime in the near future, just click the link below and you can apply straight to the on the application, or you can give me a call and I gave them my number. So people were calling me, texting me, and then people were filling out the application. Now, once I saw that it hit a certain amount of views on that platform, what I did was I took a little bit of money and I pushed it behind the video to boost the video out to more people so I could get even more views. And then even after that weekend, people still continue to fill out mortgage loan applications off of that video. So basically what you have to do is you have to give the information that you want to give, but you have to tailor your content to the platform. So instead of being the agent that does the new construction home tour, that's like, hey, I'm about to do a new construction home tour. Let me flip it around. Oh, this is a beautiful kitchen. Just be like, hey, I'm about to go live. I'm going to go inside of this new construction model home. I don't know if there is a sales rep in there or what's going on, but I want to ask them, why are these homes $500,000? And people are going to be like, oh, I want to know why these homes are $500,000. And guess what? They're going to stay on and watch your video. Then you can go in, you can be like, hey, are you the sales rep? And they're going to be like, yeah. Oh, I was just wondering, why are homes in this community $500,000? Like, what's going on? And they're going to be like, well, they started out at, the mid fours, they went up, blah, 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 but they feature 5 bedrooms, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, well, let's take a tour. Let's show you guys why these homes are $500,000. And by the way, if anybody's interested in buying a $500,000 home, all you have to do is send me a message or click the link below to fill out an application. Now you've tailored that content to the platform because, people are going to stick around and they're going to say, like, what's going to happen when he walks inside, or what's going to happen when he starts talking to this sales rep. So that's just one example, but it's more important to really think about the platform that you're on. So if you're on TikTok, it's more tailored to short form. So, create a short form video instead of trying to make like a 15-minute video or whatever. If you're doing YouTube, that's more long form, and you want to make sure that the content matches the thumbnail and that it's something that somebody would search. because people are using YouTube to search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this in the chat. Anybody who wants to download a free guide to the guide to going viral. This was written by a two-time best-selling author. So I just dropped that in. He's been going viral since MySpace, and he actually teaches companies, Fortune 500 companies, how to go viral on all the different platforms. So this is the guide to go viral. You can download it for absolutely free. If you want the audio book, or if you want, the actual, hard copy, you might have to pay for that. But this is the downloadable PDF. So I'm giving you guys that. Make sure you copy the link. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Yeah, I want you guys all to succeed in social media, and I'm learning some things myself. So I'm going to go through that guide, and I'm going to try to start, tailoring my content to the platform. People don't get on these platforms to watch a commercial. Nobody logs into Facebook. I'm probably the only person that logs into Facebook that says I want to see a great ad because I study ads and I like to watch ads. I never skip the ad. But 99% of people don't log into their social media thinking they want to see a great ad. So you have to tailor it to not look like an advertisement or not look like a commercial. You have to, tailor it to the platform to keep their attention. And then you still want to deliver your value or deliver the information that you wanted to get out to the community. But yeah, everybody can download that. Does anyone have any questions on anything?
No questions.
So does that so like even with like Mike, and let's take Suman Kim. I know some of you guys know his story from Mike's YouTube channel. What did he do? He decided to be first. So he decided to be a realtor. So what did he need to do to be a realtor? He needed to go out and do property tours. He didn't sell, 80 homes in a year because he was doing property tours. He sold 80 homes in a year because he went to all of these different homes and gathered up all of the information and delivered it to his audience. He knew more than the typical realtor because he was going to do the videos. But while he was doing the videos, he was learning the community, and he was learning about all of the different new construction in Texas. So he was going all around, and then he was providing that information to his audience. And because he was the resource that they were using to get their information, because a lot of them were moving from California to Texas, because I think it was like, a mass exodus or whatever they were calling it. They were using him to get the information. But if he never decided to be the realtor and then to do the task, he would never have the clients. So you have to go in that order. You can't think that the videos are going to be what gets you the clients, because you might not get a client on your first video. That's why they say, it might take you 3 months or it might take you 6 months. The thing is, just don't ever give up. They're telling you not to give up because now you're doing what realtors do, which is, you just happen to be documenting the process. But even if you were to go out and not shoot the videos, but you learned all this information, you would still have the clients because, you know all the information. So now when you talk to somebody at the gym and they say, hey, I'm thinking about moving, you can say, oh, well, there's 5, new neighborhoods, or houses in this neighborhood are selling this much over asking price, or this neighborhood is going down, because you have all the information because you've gone out and you've gathered it. But the reason why you're putting it on YouTube is so that you can do it at scale. So you're doing the work one time and then you're putting it on your YouTube channel, or you're putting it on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're putting it. And now you're getting 100 eyeballs, 200 eyeballs. Then once you figure out the art of going viral, now you're getting 10,000 eyeballs, 20,000 eyeballs. And, once you get a 100,000 video, 100,000 views on a video, you just got to think, if that was good information and you delivered some value, and then you gave your contact information in the description, or you said it during the video, you're going to have hundreds if not thousands of people calling you, telling you that they want to work with you as their realtor. So don't really focus on going viral in the beginning. Just focus on going out and doing the task and then being the realtor. And then once you get that part down, then focus on, how can I shift this content a little bit? Or, ooh, this video got 1,000 views. What do I need to change a little bit? Maybe I need to change the hook, or maybe I need to, incorporate something different so that I can get, more views the next time I do it. Because the more you do it, the more views that you're going to get. And, the better that you're going to get every time you do a video. Because even when I started out, I was only getting like, 10 or 20 views, whether it was training videos or, real estate videos. But the more I did it, the better my videos got. And then the more that the views went up. So it even got to a point where I was getting like 1,000 views a week on a video, or 10,000 views in a month. So that's huge, and that can be life changing. So I would recommend that everybody studies the How to Go Viral book, or the How to Go Viral guide, and just get out there and be the realtor and do the task, and then you'll have everything that you need in the end. But David, I appreciate you for jumping on the call. I see you might be on a phone call or something, but everybody else, if you don't have any other questions, I'll save the recording and send it over in the group chat. And anybody watching can click the link or wherever in the description and get their downloadable version of the guide to how to go viral.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody good? All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you guys next Friday.
Thanks, Morgan. Bye.
You're welcome, Erica.